In Springfield, New Jersey, on September 19, 1972, a dog returned from a wooded area carrying an object in its mouth. The dog's owner approached to investigate what seemed to be a large bone and let out a scream when they realized it was a human arm. Search teams located the rest of the body, which was found fully clothed in a small clearing atop a steep hill, lying face down with an odd, almost ceremonial rock formation found around it. Dental records identified the individual as 16-year-old Jeanette DePalma. She had been reported missing by her mother just 6 weeks earlier. But with only a name to go on, the police now had the daunting task of finding out what truly happened to Jeanette, and more importantly, why. So join us today while we take a look at one of the most mysterious and still unsolved murders to ever come out of New Jersey, and that's saying something. I'm your host, Andy, and this is Strange and Unexplained. Jeanette Christine DePalma was born August 3, 1956, in Jersey City, New Jersey, to Salvatore and Florence DePalma. She was the eighth and final child in the DePalma family, which included 5 daughters and 3 boys. In the mid-1960s, the DePalmas relocated from Roselle, New Jersey, to Springfield Township, which is around a 30-minute drive away. Springfield was recognized at the time as an upper-middle-class neighborhood, known for its reputation of cleanliness, hospitality, and strict regulations. And upon settling into their new residence, the DePalma family maintained a low profile and didn't engage in many social activities outside the home. Jeanette was described by those closest to her as a typical teenager. Quiet yet kind, sweet with a sense of humor and a firm demeanor. She enjoyed listening to rock music, spending time with her friends, and occasionally going to parties. Now, during this time, hitchhiking was a common and convenient mode of transportation that Jeanette frequently used. And as the DePalma family was finding their place in the community, they started attending the Assemblies of God Church in Elizabeth, New Jersey. And over time, they identified themselves as born-again evangelical Christians. Residing in a predominantly Italian Catholic neighborhood, their new Christian perspective was met with mostly negative reactions from their neighbors and fellow church members. Some locals would go on to describe the DePalmas as odd and impolite, and some even went so far as to claim that they had ties to the mafia. But on Monday, August 7th, 1972, at around 11 a.m., Jeanette called her cousin Gail Donahue to tell her that she wasn't going to be able to meet up as they had planned because she had chores that she needed to do that day. In a 2014 interview, Gail did recall that she and Jeanette had arranged to spend the day with 2 boys that they had met at Echo Lake Park the previous night. And following some back and forth with her cousin, Jeanette ultimately caved and decided to hitchhike the 8 miles to Gail's house. At around 1:20 p.m., Jeanette collected her purse and informed her mother Florence that she intended to walk to the train station and then take a train to Berkeley Heights to meet Gail. This turned out to be the last time that Jeanette was ever seen alive. That evening, Salvatore and Florence made their initial call to 911 around 10 p.m. after being unable to locate Jeanette and not hearing from her all day. But unfortunately, it took the police under 24 hours to officially classify Jeanette as missing. And in the coming days, the family struggled to determine whether Jeanette had run away or if she was really missing, and they received minimal assistance from detectives in this matter. So, the family then took it upon themselves to search for Jeanette. And after 6 weeks, the search for her came to a tragic conclusion on Tuesday, September 19th, 1972, when a woman, unpacking her groceries, saw her dog emerge from the nearby woods, carrying what appeared to be a bone. And upon closer inspection, the woman realized that it was actually a decomposing human forearm. 4 hours later, an official search party was organized to search the surrounding Hoodale Quarry. An officer found the upper portion of the arm on a dirt road nearby, and after battling through dense brush and vegetation, the remains of a young girl were discovered on top of a 40-foot cliff known as the Devil's Teeth. And through dental records, the young girl was then identified as the 16-year-old Jeanette DePalma. Now, not only did the police already have a difficult case on their hands, but some good old-fashioned witchcraft rumors were about to make their job even more challenging. Because on September 29th, 1972, The Elizabeth Daily Journal released a report suggesting that the inquiry into Jeanette's death was honing in on the aspects of black witchcraft and worship of Satan. The article indicated that the photographs from the crime scene may have shown some form of a ritualistic sacrifice. And additionally, objects such as pieces of wood found in and around the area were now being viewed as possible symbols. This single article sparked a flurry of rumors surrounding Jeanette and the DePalma family that followed them for many years to come. Pastor James Tate of the Assemblies of God Church appeared to welcome the notoriety and the occult speculation surrounding Jeanette's death. He constantly shared his own theories about what transpired, suggesting that she might have been abducted by Satanists and been murdered while trying to preach to them about Jesus Christ. And in mid-September of 1972, law enforcement became aware of a potential suspect known only in the community as Red, a 46-year-old individual who worked as a caddy at a local golf course. Red was now living in a makeshift campsite which was very close to the location of where Jeanette's body was found. And in January of 1973, the Springfield Police Department did issue a photo sketch and a bulletin seeking Red for questioning. The bulletin claimed that Red had vacated his campsite in August of 1972 and had not been seen or heard from since. However, following the publication of the bulletin, Red was eventually located and interrogated by detectives. But he was released without any charges and disappeared from the area permanently. And after years of subpar interactions with the Springfield police, Florence DePalma made the decision to hire a private investigator in November of 1981. And despite their efforts, all their requests were met with either refusal or indifference. The Springfield PD claimed that the records predating 1995 had been either lost or destroyed during Hurricane Floyd that came through in 1999. But it wasn't until February of 2021 that the Union County DA's office finally released the majority of Jeanette's case file to an author who was writing a book which was featuring her story. And once finally reviewing Jeanette's case file, the authors noticed it contained numerous photographs of the crime scene, none of which, however, showed any evidence of witchcraft, occult symbols, or any sort of satanic activity. The documentation did reveal that Jeanette's purse and its contents were discovered approximately 8 feet from her body, while her favorite cross necklace, which she reportedly always wore, was never found. Now, there were several theories that were considered by the public, one of which suggested that Jeanette was mistakenly shot by a stray bullet while in the vicinity of the Springfield Police Department's shooting range, which I find highly unlikely. Another proposed that Jeanette may have overdosed on some type of drug, and while her toxicology report did indicate an unusually high level of lead in her system, Dr. Judy Melinek believed that this could have been absorbed during a prolonged exposure to the soil surrounding her. However, one of the more prevailing theories is that Jeanette was the unfortunate victim of an opportunity killing while she was hitchhiking, as were so many others during this time period. And as of today, the case of Jeanette's death remains a mystery, and while the theory of Satanism has been largely dismissed by the public, numerous unanswered questions still persist in the case. The circumstances surrounding her death are without a doubt suspicious, but we can only hope that one day, both the police and the family will finally get the answers that they've all so tirelessly been fighting for all these years. We hope you've enjoyed this episode, and if you have, please check out all our other shows here on the TCG Network. Also, check out our YouTube channel. And of course, please like and subscribe for more content just like this almost daily. And if you'd like to show your support, please check out our Patreon at patreon.com/truecrimeguys, where you can get access to these episodes and so much more early and ad-free. But until then, be strange. Just don't be strangers. Bye.